Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to go ahead and do Riley's 8-month update because she's actually like 8.5 months old right now, and I always wait until like the last minute to film her monthly update. So I wanted to take some time to document just a couple new things that she's been doing. For those of you guys new here, my name is Kayla and this is little Riley. Riley, like I said, is 8.5 months old. We live in Miami, Florida, and I'm just a stay-at-home mom who's just trying to juggle being at home, taking care of the house, taking care of my blog work, and just like all the other work that I have to do while raising a tiny human. Today's actually the first day of the college football season, so we're both dressed in our little Bama outfits because we are huge Bama football fans. So let's just go ahead and get straight into the video. Riley's driving me crazy. She's a handful these days, but she is so cute. I really love this age. I feel like this age, like she's starting to like recognize when I ask her to do things, which is kind of cool. Like I'll ask her to give me kisses. I'm like, how do you give mommy kisses? And she does this thing with her mouth. Oh look, you did it! How do you give mommy kisses? So that's what she does. She gives kisses, which makes me so happy. But it's like the first time that she started to understand, you know, commands, and like, I don't know, like I think that's really cool. She also says hi, like she'll say hi and bye. Like she started waving this month, which I think is the cutest thing. Yeah? How do you say hi? Hi. 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 Say hello. Say hi to all your friends. What else? I weighed her the other day because I haven't been to the doctor's office for her for a little while. So I got on the scale and then I grabbed her and I compared the two weights, and I think she's about like 16.5 pounds. I don't know, these days I feel like she might be heavier because she's been eating a ton. But I don't know, we'll go to the doctor's office for her 9-month appointment and then they'll tell me how much she's weighing, but I think she's doing all right. And then one of the really exciting things that happened this month was a couple days ago, she was in her crib and she started to pull herself up. So that was the first time that she pulled herself up on her own. However, I will say that that has posed some challenges, which I could use her help with. Because now, like, we had gotten the napping and the sleeping like down packed. Like, for those of you guys who are new here, at the 6-month mark, we sleep trained Riley. We did the Ferber method, the cry it out method, and it worked really well for her. So we had been about 2 months into like the whole sleep training thing, and she had been sleeping just fine. She would fuss a little bit for her naps, but eventually after like 5 or 10 minutes of fussing, she would just go to sleep. Now that she kind of discovered how to pull herself up, her naps have been very challenging because now instead of going to sleep, she wants to just like pull herself up, and then she almost like she pulls herself up to the point where she's standing in the crib, and then she's crying and crying and crying, and then she like almost like falls asleep standing up, like hanging over the crib almost, and then she just like she doesn't know how to get back down, and like she's just overly stimulated. So if you guys have any suggestions on like if you went through something similar when your baby started to like pull themselves up on the crib, let me know down below in the comments, because I really want her to be sleeping just fine again. What is that? What are you trying to say? You have some oatmeal on your face from your breakfast. So we did start introducing protein to her diet. At the 8-month mark, the pediatrician told us that we could start adding like chicken and turkey. And up until this point, everything that we've given Riley has been in puree form. We haven't given her like just little chunks of food. We haven't done the baby-led weaning. I know I'm terrified of her choking, and honestly, when I see babies that are eating like real food and they are covered head to toe with like mess from food, like I'm not ready for that. Not ready for that. I know eventually we'll get there, but for now, we're just giving her puree. My mom gave me puree when I was her age and I turned out just fine. So for now, that's what we're doing. But we've bought like the little like chicken and turkey little jars of food. And she really likes those. Like we'll mix it up with like some veggies or some fruits. So we add like one thing of chicken and then one thing of like a fruit or veggie, and she likes it. My mom has also made her like a chicken puree like from scratch, so she's been eating that. And then it's really funny because we finally got her to eat the puffs. Like before, she used to hate eating the little puffs. Now she likes them. The problem is that we can't get her to feed it to herself. So like whenever we give her the puff, like she'll eat it if I put it into her mouth, but she doesn't know how to get it from her fingers into her mouth. So we're working on that. Her routine really hasn't changed. So like if you want to see her nighttime routine, I have like a 7-month-old nighttime routine that you guys can watch. But really, she's going to sleep at 9 o'clock at night, and she wakes up between like 7:45 and 8 in the morning, but she sleeps throughout the entire night. And she's been eating really well. Like she's always been a very good eater. There was a point in time when she got her teeth, when she was teething, where she didn't really want to eat a lot. I think it just like kind of bothered bothered her. But now she has 2 little teeth. She has her 2 bottom little front teeth, which is the cutest thing in the world. And then she is still nursing because I get questions about that all the time. So she nurses twice a day. She nurses first thing in the morning. Like first thing in the morning when I grab her out of her crib, I bring her into my bed and she nurses. And then I also nurse her right before she goes down for bed. So right before I put her down for bed in her crib, I sit with her in the rocker in her nursery and I give her a bottle of milk. So she does drink a bottle, but after she drinks the bottle, she nurses. It's more of like comfort nursing, I think. It's not like she's getting a whole bunch of milk at that time, but it's like comforting for her and I love that time. So we're gonna probably keep doing that until she decides that she doesn't want to nurse anymore. But the rest of the times, like throughout the day when she drinks milk, it's all formula. Right now, I think that we're using the Similac Advanced Pro formula and she's never had any issue with it. She's still taking 2 naps a day. She takes a nap at around 11 o'clock, which is about now. So that's why I need to go put her down for her nap. And then around 5, she goes down again for another nap. And her naps lately have been between like an hour and an hour and a half, which is amazing because if you guys know, before we sleep trained her, why are you eating my hair? Nasty. Before we sleep trained her, her naps were only like about half an hour. So now I get like at least twice a day, I get like at least an hour to myself where I can do things. So that's been really nice. She's also gotten to a point now where she's like super curious about the cat. So it's like the funniest thing, whenever the cat is like next to her on the couch or something, she'll want to go pet him. Or really like what ends up happening is she like pulls his tail. So I have to tell her like gentle, like don't do that. Because the last thing that I want is for him to like snap at her. But so far he's been really good with her. So I've been really happy. This month we also bought her like a little playpen on Amazon. I'll leave a link to it down below. But it's been the best thing because we keep it in the family room. And she's been able to just like hang out in there with her toys. And she's able to play. And it just kind of gives me the ability to like walk away for a second. Like if I need to do something in the kitchen, I don't have to be like staring at her, making sure that she's not getting into something that she shouldn't be, because she's not really crawling. Like she's never done the official crawl, but she does like move around. Like she creeps, like she makes her way across the room if I leave her on the floor. So she has her own way of crawling. So I can't leave her unattended. So that playpen has been really helpful. But she is like starting to like pull herself up more, and she is like, we have a little walker in that playpen that she kind of like kneels in front of, and she kind of like works her way up to the point where she's kind of like leaning against it and almost standing up. So baby girl's definitely getting stronger. I feel like as the months go by, like it gets easier to take care of her in a sense. Like I feel more confident with like what I'm doing. I feel like I'm better able to take care of her. But at the same time, it's also harder to like get my work done because she needs more and more attention. She doesn't like it when like I leave her for 5 seconds. Like she's very needy. She's very needy, which is fine. Like I love that I'm at home with her and I love that I'm able to spend time with her and be there for her. But at the same time, like I have my blog that I run and I have this YouTube channel. So it does get a little hard to do that. So thankfully my mom lives like 40 minutes away from me. So like at least once or twice a week she's here and she's like taking care of Riley for me so that I'm able to get some work done, because otherwise I'd get nothing done. All right, I went to put Riley down for her first nap of the day and she's not quite asleep yet. She's just like hanging out, but at least she's not like climbing onto the crib. Like she's not like hanging out the side, thankfully. But it's hard for me to like relax and like just do my own thing when she's still not down. Like when she goes down, when she's sleeping, I'm like, oh, okay, I can clean up the house, I can do my work, like I can just like relax a little bit. But until she goes down, I'm like constantly like staring at the monitor, like just waiting for that to happen. All right, so a couple other things that I wanted to mention about like myself and like how I've been feeling now that we're almost at the 9-month mark. I've talked about before like some of the feelings that I've had. So I did a video called like postpartum resentment, and I talked about like just like how hard it's kind of been, in the sense that like how I kind of like resented my husband, like all the free time that he had. So I'll leave a link to that video if you want to check it out. But yeah, kind of the same thing. Like I'm still feeling like I don't have a lot of time to do the things that I want to do, even though now I feel like it is a little bit better, because now I feel like I can kind of sit her down in that playpen and she kind of has some time to just play with her toys and be a little independent, because I also want her to be able to do that. Like I don't want her to absolutely need to be like stuck on me all the time. I want her to be able to entertain herself with toys, with books. She loves to read her books. Oh, here she goes. She's like climbing. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it, but she is climbing on that crib. She's standing and she's not quite standing. Oh, here she goes. Yep, so baby girl is standing in the crib. So this is what her naps have been like lately, and even like to go down for bed. Like, it's just very problematic, and I really don't know what to do, because a couple times already, like, I've kind of gone back in there and like nursed her to sleep until she's like passed out, and then I put her down in her crib. But that's not the pattern that I want to establish. Like, we got away from that when we did the whole sleep training thing, so I don't want to like regress and go backwards. She needs to be able to like sleep in her crib without needing me to soothe her sleep. But then, like, as far as I'm concerned, again, now that we're kind of in the process of like weaning Riley from her nursing, I feel like my body has been all out of whack. Like, first of all, my skin has for the most part been really clear lately, which is like a wonderful, beautiful thing, because back in the day when I was a lot younger, like, I had really bad acne. But I feel like ever since we started weaning her, and now that she's only nursing twice a day, I feel like my skin has gotten like just out of control. A couple times I've had like my whole entire face like full of zits and blemishes, and like, again, it's just, I think it's the hormones that are like all out of whack, but that hasn't been really fun. And I have been having like cramping, even though I haven't had my period yet again. Like, I haven't gotten it back since I gave birth to Riley. So I've just been like cramping and just like feeling just like a little bit off. And then this month especially, I've been super, super, super tired, like exhausted, like drained, zero energy. And that's just kind of like unusual. Like, yes, I've always been tired. Like, yes, having a baby is very tiring, but I hadn't, like, up until this point, like, I hadn't ever napped during the day. Like, even though they tell you like, oh, you should be napping when the baby's sleeping, like, I had never napped. And then the other day I actually took a nap while Riley was napping, because that's how tired I was. So don't really know what that's about. I did get my blood drawn the other day, and I actually just called the doctor today to get the results, and they told me everything was fine. So all my blood work is normal, fine. Cholesterol fine, blood glucose fine. So I don't know, if you guys have been in a similar situation, if you guys like breastfed your babies and then you started weaning and then you started noticing your body doing weird things, let me know what those weird things were down below in the comments, so that way I can kind of at least know what to expect, or know if this is like a normal thing. But yeah, other than that, we are all doing super great, thank God. Like, I don't know, I'm loving this time that I'm having with Riley. I absolutely love the fact that I'm able to stay home with her, and I'm just like so grateful for that. Even though there are some days when like I have to get work done, like I still have other days when I'm able to just like take out the little kiddie pool and like spend the day in the pool with Riley. And I don't know, like I feel like we're making such precious like memories, and I'm just like really happy about the time that I've had with her. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here, because I'm sure I could ramble about my child forever, but that's how Riley's doing at the 8-month mark. Everyone's been asking me about baby number 2, and I'm pretty sure that I've addressed it like in my Insta stories or something. If you're not following me on Instagram, definitely go check me out, because I post on stories like all the time. But everybody wants to know when we're gonna start thinking about baby number 2, and when Riley hits the 1-year mark, that's when I'm gonna go off birth control. That's when, like right now I'm on the mini pill again, but as soon as she hits the 1-year mark, I'm just gonna go off birth control and kind of see what happens. Last time when we got pregnant with Riley, I got off birth control, and I think like 2 or 3 months later I was pregnant. So who knows, maybe this time around it'll take me longer to get pregnant, or maybe it's shorter, maybe it's the same. I really don't know, but I figured that I would at least get off the birth control and then just kind of see what happens. Like, I'm not incredibly like in a hurry. Like, I'm not like, oh my God, like I need to have the second baby like right now. But we do want a big family. Like, I tell Joe all the time, like I want 4 or 5 children, which is crazy. Like, I'm sure we won't have 5 children, but I do want 3 or 4 kids. So you know, I want them to be kind of close together in age. I'm 28 years old, Joe's about to turn 35. I don't know, for us this is the time to be having babies, so I would very much welcome another child very soon. But at the same time, like if it doesn't happen right away, like I'm not gonna be like super bummed about it. Riley is also tearing up my chest with like all of these little marks with her nails, so I need to like shave down her nails because it's bad. All right guys, so that's gonna be it for today's video. If you like this little baby update video, then definitely make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you're new. Make sure that little notification bell is turned on so you never miss a video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.